What's up YouTube? Welcome to the Acura Audio Garage. You're about to watch a video that is a portion of a longer video. If you want to watch the longer video, check down in the comments or the description for the link to the longer video. Enjoy. Let's get a few questions out of the way. Can you bypass your amp in your Acura TSX? And the answer is yes and no. The answer is yes because if you install an aftermarket radio, you can use that aftermarket radio to power all your speakers. If you want to replace the factory amplifier with another amplifier, then you can bypass the factory amplifier. But if you want to use the factory radio to power all your speakers directly to bypass the factory amplifier, that's not possible. Also, in the tech package, the factory amplifier needs to stay in place in order for you to be able to do anything. You're going to integrate into the factory amplifier with this harness, and we'll cover all this in the video. I just wanted to get those questions out of the way. For this step, you don't need to remove the factory amplifier, but if you want to, it is 10mm bolts, 3. You slide it that way and then that way. Also, you can pull this off so you can manipulate this wiring if you want to make it longer that way. But I'm going to show you like a traditional installation way. So I'm going to unplug my amp. It has connectors that have tabs here. And I'm going to plug it into my bypass, and I'm going to unplug my other side and plug it into my bypass. Now here I have all my speaker wire leads. So I have my front left woofer, front left tweeter, right woofer, right front tweeter, rear left, rear right, and sub and power and ground all right here. Then this is the signal coming from the factory radio or your aftermarket radio if you installed with our accessories. And this has your traditional outputs. So you have front left, front right, rear left, rear right, and sub, and your remote is here, which is super important. Now you can cut these off and connect them together and create a loop if you're using an aftermarket radio. If you're using the factory radio, that's not possible. You have to install an aftermarket amplifier in its place. This is specific to the bass. On the tech package, the pinout for these are different and the connectors are different. So this amp bypass only works on the bass. Here's how the amplifier wiring breaks down. So we have the amp bypass that has all this decoded. But if you need this, you're in another country, you don't want to buy it, etc., whatever, here it is. So here's my 18-pin connector, my wires, what they correspond to, a description of what they correspond to. I'm going to go through them with you real quick. This is your subwoofer. Light blue is negative. Then we have rear right speaker. Then we have rear right speaker, which is orange and blue. Then we have rear left speaker, which is brown and yellow. Then we have front right tweeter. Yellow is negative. Then we have front right woofer, which is your actual door speaker. Green is negative. Then we have front left tweeter. Blue is negative. Then we have front left door speaker. Purple is negative. So the top rows are negative, bottom rows are positive. This is ground, this is power. So that's on this big connector here for the input side. So it's a 24-pin connector. Here's the pin number, the color of the wire, the short description, and then a long description. So the way it breaks down is each one of these is wrapped together. So this right here would be your front left, then your rear left, then your rear right, then your front right, then your sub. Then this is your remote turn on right here. It's a white wire. These, the tops are negative and the bottoms are positive, and each one of them has an accompanying shield, and that's that little black wire that you see with each one. The only thing that's not mentioned here is this black wire. This is amp mute. I'm not sure what this is, maybe some sort of extra ground. You have a tech package. It's going to have 8 speakers or 10 speakers depending how you describe it. You need to decide which speakers you're going to amplify and which you're going to leave on the factory power. In this case, we have to leave the factory amplifier connected so we can manipulate the volume with the factory radio. If you bypass the factory amplifier, there is no communication between the amplifier and the radio. You will not be able to adjust the volume from the radio. When you turn the knob, it will not do anything. When you turn the knob on the factory system, it sends commands from the factory radio to the factory amplifier via CAN bus to turn up the volume at the amplifier. So that's why you lose volume control. So you're going to want to leave the factory amplifier in place. So we're going to leave it connected. We're going to integrate into it. For TSX with a bracket, but the connections are the same. You have a 28 pin and 18 pin. So the way you integrate into the amplifier is you capture the output. So this is the input, this is the output, this will plug into here, and now this plugs in back into the factory connection. Then these wires are all labeled for you to decide which speakers you want to amplify. So most of the time I tell people to leave their center speaker not amplified and their rear door speakers not amplified, to amplify the rear deck and the front doors. So that's what we're going to do since we only have a 4-channel amplifier. We're also going to grab our subwoofer signal, but we're not going to feed the factory subwoofer back any audio. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these wires and we're going to connect them to our line out converter. If you want to amplify every single channel, you need a Link 8 or an LC8i from Audio Control. I like the WaveTech pieces more, but it's up to you what you want to use. If you want to go super advanced, then you want a DSP. The bit note from Audison is a good choice. Audio Control has good choices. There are a ton of DSPs. You want it to have high level inputs. You want it to have at least 6, if not 8 inputs. So on this side of the connector, your brown wire is not going to get hooked up unless you're going to keep the factory sub, or not in our scenario. Then you need it to wire tap yellow and black. Then your remote comes out of here from your blue, from this last terminal right there, over to your speed wire so I can run to your amps. So it goes ultimately to the remote of your amps. Then we have our speaker outputs are going to our LC, to our Link 6. I showed you where they all go. And then here you're just color matching to the speed wire, and this is coming out of your amp down around this wire back to the factory connection. So I'm going to hook this up and then we'll hook up our RCAs. The connector that used to plug into the amp goes into our T harness, and then the other side of our T harness goes back into the amp. The wires that we strip cut are then going to our WaveTech piece. Our WaveTech piece, you want to set your gains. You're going to watch for these clip lights. You're going to set these in the middle though, so that the inputs are coming from their directive inputs. And then here we go. We have our fronts, our rears, and our sub. But on the ELS, I don't have the pigtails and I only have a modified amp. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna go through the pins real quick. On the connector that's missing, which is your output, this is how it goes. Subwoofer, center, rear right, rear left, satellite, front right, front left, satellite, ground, subwoofer, center, positive. It's the same breakdown where your tops are your negative and your bottoms are your positive. And then your subwoofers on your edge and power and ground are on the edges. So if you need the information, here it is. And then on the input side, here's how it breaks down. So it's kind of the same as the bass. It's just going to add a couple of lines. So this RS45 wasn't in the other one. And then this subwoofer ground, center ground, etc. There's a couple things here that are added, and that's why you have a 28 pin instead of a 24 pin. But I'll give you a minute. You can pause it here and look at it. For the ELS, we have the amp integration. So if you're looking to get signal out of this thing for your aftermarket amps, we have you covered. I'll put both the links for the amp bypass and the ELS integration down in the description and the comments. If you have a bass, you can use this 5-channel plug and play. So here's the harness. So we don't even really need to remove our amp. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reach behind. There's a little connector with a tab. You can feel the tab on the back side, and you're just gonna press that tab and release. So here's the tab you're looking for, right there. Move my finger off of it, press down, release. Same thing with the other one, press down and release. Now both of those are out. So take our harnesses, which means this one's gonna plug into right here. Nice, slides right into place. And then this one is gonna plug into right here, slide right into place. And now our connections are made. So that will plug in right on that side. All these settings are gonna be set for you. Then we're plugging in this side. So on this side, we have this connection, and we have this connection for your speakers. Then we have our primary power connection. This connection here is for the optional bass knob, so you can run a bass knob to the front if you want. For our use case, we won't be doing that. Then all you need to do is zip tie these wires and screw a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and a screw up there, and you'll be all set. The amplifier will be installed.